Hello everyone. Today we will be learning regarding unit number 4 from education from the paper Foundations of Educational Theories and Principles, and unit number 4 we shall be learning regarding the forms of education. Now let us start with the formal education that we are supposed to do. Let us see the brief outline. Unit number 4, Forms of Education, then what is formal education, then the characteristics of the formal education, school as an agency of the formal education, then meaning, concept, definitions, characteristics of the school, and duties and functions of the school as a formal agency of the education. That these are the things that we are going to learn today. Now, when we talk of the forms of education, we get to know that there are three forms of education: formal, informal, and non-formal education. Now, what is formal education? Now, what would be the answer? Let us see that formal education is that kind of education which undertake in schools, colleges, and the universities. Or we can say that formal education takes place in any educational institutions. It is a system where education is provided within the four walls of a classroom, and we can say that formal education is a consciously and deliberately planned activity which is undertaken for the modification of behavior of the child and leading him out of darkness and ignorance and showering the light of knowledge in him. So, formal education is a pre planned and it is conscious and deliberate activity. With the advancement of technology, the need of the formal education has increased enormously, and in today's world, everyone wants to be literate and no one wants to stay illiterate, and because of that, formal education has become very utmost importance and is very essential. Formal education is age bound and it is time bound as well. The student has to take admission in the school or colleges at a particular age as well as at a fixed time period that has been given by the institution. And there the student has to pay the regular tuition fees, and there is also a fixed timetable which the teacher as well as the students has to follow it strictly. The school starts at a particular time and it gets over also at a particular time, and there are fixed uniform for the students which are decided by the school authority. And both the teachers, we can say, as well as the students has to maintain the strict discipline in the institution. So, in formal education, professionals are appointed as teachers or lecturers and who provide knowledge and supply study materials to the students. And the teacher and the students, they follow a curriculum which has to be completed within a fixed timetable, and at the end of every session exams are held in order to award the students with a degree, diploma or certificate. And in order to make the teaching learning process even in the formal education more interesting, the teachers, they employ various methods, techniques as well as medias. It may be a radio, a television, computer, LCD screen, overhead projectors, apart from providing the qualitative lectures. Now, when we talk about the characteristics of the formal education, we can finalize from the concept and the meaning of the formal education. We can say that a formal education is a consciously and deliberately pre-planned and predetermined program of activity, and it is provided according to certain set rules and regulations. It is time bound, where both teachers and students have to follow a fixed time of entry and exit as well as a fixed timetable, and everyone has to follow a fixed curriculum, and the curriculum is based on certain aims and objectives. It observes strict discipline, rules and regulations. It also follows various techniques and methodologies in the teaching learning process. And knowledge, it is imparted by qualified teachers, and they are supposed to be efficient in the art of the instruction. Here, in formal education, as I have mentioned, degrees, diplomas, and certificates are provided after the examination, and it is age bound. One has to enter school at a particular age, It is space bound, and when we talk about space bound, since it is institutionalized and it is provided in the school, colleges, and the universities. Education organized by some agency, say it may be either a government or a private agencies. Education usually associated with some sort of the mental strain on the teacher and the taught, since they have to maintain a strict discipline as well as the rules and the regulations. Now, when we talk of school as an agency of formal education, let us see what comes out here. School is an institution that offers teaching, learning, experience in life and through life. John Dewey have said that school be regarded not as places for the preparation of life, but life itself. The word school means an organized group of people pursuing defined studies at defined levels and receiving instruction from one or more teachers frequently, with the addition of other employees and officers such as principal, various supervisory inspectors, and a staff of maintenance workers, usually housed in a single building or group of the building which comes under the school. Now, the term school is derived from the Greek word skol, which means leisure. So, in short, schools are places of the formal instructions. Let us see the few definitions regarding school. According to John Dewey, he has said that the school is primarily a social institution, an effective agency in bringing the child to share in the inherited resources of the race and to use his own powers for the social ends. According to Rose, schools are institutions devised by civilized men for the purpose of aiding in the preparation of the young for well-adjustment, efficient membership in the society. According to K. G. Saiden, the school is a center of vigorous life. It is in direct, intimate contact with the realities of the life, reflecting the base and worthiest of its features, which are simple enough to appeal to the child. So these are the few definitions. Let us see the characteristics of the school then. Schools are the institutions that are set up by the society deliberately. School has a fixed point of entry and exit. Schools honor to a body of rules and regulations, and there are certain well-defined objectives in school education. There are fixed method of teaching like lecture, demonstration, experimental projects, discussions, etc. in school education. It has a definite and limited period of being taught, and school education is marked by rigidity with regard to various aspects of education, admission, curriculum, place of instruction, mode of instruction, etc. School emphasizes on strict discipline, and the entire atmosphere of the institution is regulated by the formalities. So in school, both teacher and taught are conscious of the purpose of education, and the learner is aware that he is learning, and the teacher is conscious of his teaching by using the techniques of the teaching. So school not only includes classroom activities, but it also includes outside classroom activities which are deliberately planned in advance. So let us see the duties and the functions of school as a formal uh, agency of the education. The school is the only agency which holds the responsibility of educational welfare of the society, and we can say in short that the school is the agency which gives training to the younger generation in some fundamental skills so that they may take their place in a dynamic world. The functions and duties entrusted to the school are many and varied, and let us discuss it as follows. The first one we can say is to provide need-based education. The main function of the school is to impart the need-based education, which will give knowledge and information to children in various branches of study and social experience so that they are fully equipped with the power, knowledge, and skill for living in the society of tomorrow. The next duty and function of the school as a formal agency of education is transmission of culture, tradition, knowledge, and the values. Broadly conceived, the main function of school is social conservation. Education helps in the transmission of the culture, tradition, values of the past to younger generation in a suitable form adjusted to the conditions of the modern society and universal world trends. The third one, development of the different culture and the social tradition. The school helps in the development of different culture and social traditions existing in a society, and this is very much necessary for maintenance of peace and tranquility in society and also to imbibe a spirit of unity and the brotherhood. Removal of all practices which prevails in a society. The school education is essential for the removal of various superstitious practices existing in a society, and it develops the rational outlook of children and to remove the prevailing social stigmas by reasoning and judgment. Let us see the next one. Development of the total personality of the child. Through its various curricular and co-curricular activities, a school develops the total personality of the future members of the society, and it identifies and develops the latent talent, potentialities and prospects of the child. To make the child a social agent, school through its different activities helps the child to analyze the social issues of the present day, critically like poverty, be it unemployment, illiteracy, terrorism, etc., and to take interest in solving those problems as well. And hence the child is transformed to a social agent and is able to play the role as an effective and efficient member of the society. To provide training in democratic citizenship, the school is responsible for giving training in citizenship to children regarding the duties and responsibilities of a citizen. A school should educate the child about the various rights of the citizen, and this training will enable the future citizens of society to discharge their function effectively. Training in leadership, which is very, very important. The school should train in effective leadership of the students as conscious and responsible members of the society and not just a mere follower. Impart knowledge on moral education. The school is entrusted with the task of developing the morality of children through moral and ethical education. And in today's world, we can see where there is a degradation of the values everywhere in the form of corruption, nepotism, terrorism, etc. Moral education will strengthen the forces of democracy and the secularism. Establishment of correlation between home and school. School has the responsibility to make close cooperation of the two agencies of home and school for the smooth functioning and development of child. The school can achieve this through parent-teachers meet, sending reports on the activities of words to their parents, etc. So by these functions, the school can track the record of its pupils and find out the anomalies in teaching learning process. Post-school responsibility. The school has a direct responsibility of preparing the individual child for post-school adjustment. After completing his school, a child has to adjust himself with the society outside the school to the best of his ability. Development of the character. The most important function of school is to develop children morally and socially so that they are able to develop noble character, and it is the function of the school to develop such character by allowing them to participate in moral, ethical and social activities which are essential for inculcating socially desirable values. So those are all the duties and the functions of school as a formal agency of education. So thank you.